So here we have the Firestorm 10T by HPI. And I've already gone through these 4 chassis here, and they're in pretty good shape, ready to go. One of them I did drive, and I suspected some you can see it's been a long time since I've driven it. I suspected something going wrong in the transmission, and I remember when I first got these, one of the transmissions, or a few of them, had broken spider gears or planetary gears, so that was one of the things I had to replace. So over time I've been hoarding them. Got 11 sets here, 2 sets of gaskets, and I've just been kind of collecting parts here and there over time on top of the big parts lot I got to begin with. So like I said, I've already gone through these chassis. You can see this one's new but dusty, or like new but dusty. Unfortunately, I think I tried to put diff oil in this differential and it leaked. So I think what I'm going to do is just disassemble this just for the sake of space, add this to the parts bin, and figure out what's up with the inside of this transmission and just set it aside as a spare unit so that I can really start beating on these. And this is the one that I'm pretty sure that I drove last, so I'll start with this chassis here and just go from there. I know I had one of the RPM bumpers for it. I think I stole it for one of the RC10 GT2s, so I'll probably just take one of those back for the Firestorms. But I've got to clean this section off of my bench, so I'll get that area cleaned up and start going through this stuff and figuring out exactly where this project stands. Definitely get 1, maybe 2 of these ready to run. And yeah, so that's kind of the plan. Good, I do have another diff. So these are all random parts from the big disassembly. So yeah, I've decided, like I said, I'm going to disassemble this because I don't need a bunch of assembled ones. So I'll get started on this, break it down to just the transmission unit, put all the parts back, and then get onto this one. So yeah, I definitely put some diff oil in this transmission. You can see it there, you can also see it here. So yeah, I'm not gonna disassemble this any further, the front bulkhead or the rear with the battery compartment as well as the body posts. I'll leave all that together and just wipe this stuff off before I put it away. I'm gonna go ahead and reorganize this and add this stuff to it, and then start examining this chassis. So I laid out all the parts that I had. I forgot I had some of them. I didn't know I had the differentials new. Got a bunch of the planetary gears. Got a couple extra sets of the gaskets. So if you're gonna try to hoard any of the parts for the Firestorm, I would say that's them. Some of these parts are for the Blitz and stuff. Got a bunch of shock housings, some springs. Got a couple sets of the upgraded hubs. And these are non-specific to the vehicle, so I like these parts. Some foam, some clips, so I'll set those aside. And we'll get into this. One thing that's kind of interesting is how they put the brakes on the back side of the transmission. Usually the brake assembly is, somewhere around the spur gear. This kind of reminds me of the Jado. Yeah, this is the exploded view of the transmission and the clutch system. The rear assembly. Figured I'd just share this info quickly. You can pause this if you're working on this truck. You can see the exploded view. But yeah, I just thought the transmission was interesting, how they did that with the brakes. Another thing you want to keep in mind with these G3.0s, in the back of them, you're going to need this spring and pin assembly. I bought a bunch of those just in case, especially if I'm going to try to rebuild any of these. So, yeah, let's see what's going on here. So I was able to find a front bumper for it from the RC10 GT stash. So, suspension feels good. The rear's a little stiff, but I'm sure with the weight of the engine it'll all be even. So, as you can see, it's been quite some time since this has been worked on. The tires feel a little dry too, but nothing we can't use still. But yeah, as you can see, it's just in the average used nitro condition. The spare gear's okay. I'm basically rediscovering this vehicle. It's been so long since I've laid hands on it. So the spare gear is okay. The differential seems to feel okay. I remember it felt funny when I was working on it last. And I just noticed that this brake disc hub fell off, so I'm wondering if maybe I forgot to put, well, I definitely forgot to put the E-clip on there, but I'm wondering if that had anything to do with the performance when I was driving it last, because this just happened. But yeah, so I'll get that fixed. I'm gonna get this, brushed off a little bit with a toothbrush, get things cleaned up without disassembling. And I'll get one of these engines in here. I think this is what was in there before. Just, based off of how dirty it was. Like I said, it was so long ago, I don't even remember. So yeah, I think this is what was in there before. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this chassis cleaned up, the front bumper installed, the engine cleaned off a bit. I'll get a clutch and clutch bell and get it ready and installed. So I'm gonna go ahead and do those things. Alright, so went ahead and disassembled the engine, cleaned it, and reassembled it, and installed it on the chassis after cleaning that up a little bit, and installed the front bumper. The gear mesh is lined up, the linkages are set up. Now I just have to get a radio and receiver and battery for it, and take it out for some testing. So that one's ready to go. So until I have time to test this one, I'm gonna go ahead and make one complete unit out of these two. This one looks like it was driven. Again, it was just so long ago I don't remember, but we'll get this one broken down, parts borrowed to complete this one. Then I'll have 2 units. So, but yeah, I hope this was helpful for anyone else who's working on this truck. I know when I'm working on vehicles I like to see the exploded view, so I figured I'd share that with you guys. But yeah, this went together pretty smoothly. It wouldn't have gone as fast if I didn't already get started on the project. But yeah, this will be fun. It's been a long time coming. Like I said, I started this a while ago and shelved it. So be good to get this off the list and on to the next one. So thanks for checking it out. We'll see you soon.